Welcome back to the Dividend Diplomat YouTube channel. You got your boys here, Lanny and Bert. The Dividend Diplomat. Guys, we have Dividend King. That popped 4% after earnings. They had a solid earnings release. Some good news finally on the horizon. Oh, yeah. And did we mention they are a Dividend King? Let's go, everybody. Let's talk about this stock.
Smash that subscribe button. Give us a nice thumbs up, guys. The king has returned or might be starting their return. Big earnings. A lot of people were anticipating it. This company generates just about $100 billion in revenue globally with iconic brands from coast to coast, from country to country, from continent to continent. I'm not even kidding there, guys.
Are you talking about Shane O'Mac with Coast to
We
Coast Planning?
show me the money, yeah, coast to coast. Nah, man, I'm talking about Blue Meanie here.
Yeah, no, we're actually talking about we are the blue meanie here because the logo is the nice bright blue. Talking
Mm,
Pepsi, ticker symbol
mhm.
PEP. Dividend King that is stuck in mud. We're gonna put the chart up here with everything. What makes Pepsi special is the diversification, the drinks, the soda. Obviously, they bought the Boppy. I think is that what it was called, Boppy? Uh,
Boppy, Boppy.
Boppy. Yeah,
Man,
they're
it's so expensive. I was at the grocery store. Whew, man, they charge an arm and a leg for those things, which is why you can buy them by the single can.
Yeah, but people buy it. There's a huge demand for that kind of a product. You have their snacks, you have your Frito-Lay. Everything with Pepsi is geared towards leaving the grocery store and hitting you from multiple ways. From that soda, from those snacks, from the drinks. They've been making some big moves from an overall organization structure. They did just release earnings, but from an organization standpoint, in the last month, it's been pretty busy. They divested their ownership in Rockstar Energy to Celsius, so that's gone. They're slimming down a little bit. They got a huge $4 billion stake with Elliott. So they have an activist investor. It's causing a little bit of ruffle and some feathers. It caused the stock to pop up into the high 150s, even though it climbed back down into the 130s. Elliott's there making some noise, talking about possibly divesting snacks from beverages, but we're going to see what their influence is going to be over the years.
Man, oh man, Bert.
Yeah.
I tell you what. I mean, Celsius has gone through their own thing, but I think Celsius uses Pepsi's distribution channel network to help get it on the shelves, right?
Yeah, that's right. That was interesting. And that was the other thing. I read this article. I don't know where it was. I'll see if I can find the link for it. But they were talking about how Coca-Cola doesn't have its own distribution company, or the Coca-Cola distribution is its own entity altogether, but Pepsi's the one that insists on having it all in-house. And that's another potential opportunity for Pepsi to shake things up or to not have a fully integrated business the same way Coke is, or it's flip-flopped. I'm sorry. I can't remember which one it is, but
That's valid. If you guys know, let us know.
yeah.
And, yeah, again, I'm reading all about the health initiatives, obviously trying to get rid of all the seed oils, trying to focus back more on the avocado and olive oils,
Yeah.
just trying to get more to the health factor, getting rid of all the other natural flavors, all the other color additives and dyes. I think everybody's making progress on there, and Pepsi's really making it known because that's what the consumers are all talking about is the crap that's in all of the Pepsi products. So hopefully the more they talk about it, the more people are realizing that they have brands or other divisions within their like you could buy the normal Frito-Lay, but maybe you could buy like the hey, this is made with pixie dust Frito-Lay. Who knows?
The boring pixie. Yeah. Yeah. You want the colorful ones? Or you want the like the muted ones where like the TV picture just doesn't look that good. Like your UHD or the what's it called? The terrible picture. But the question is, so that's coming down the pipeline, but that doesn't impact them right now. And I think that's the big thing now. Pepsi's also been working with some underperformance over the years. They did just release earnings. Revenue was up 2.7% to 23.9 billion, beating estimates. Earnings per share 229, topped estimates by a small margin. Organic sales rose 1.3%, although it did miss expectations for organic sale growth of 2%. Operating profit was down, so getting squeezed on the margin,
Mm.
but so is every other company in this world right now.
Yeah, because they're not trying to pass on every cent on to the consumer because they want to keep the demand for their products there.
Yeah. And that's a great point because especially food companies are in this unique position. Consumers are so stretched. The people that are buying a lot of Pepsi's products, they only have so many dollars to go around. So Pepsi can only raise its prices so much, or else consumers are just going to pass on the product. They're going to lose all that revenue.
And I think they've been testing out again, not to call it the shrinkflation, but they've been doing smaller packaging items, pricing them less though. So they're not pricing them the same. They are pricing them
Yeah.
less because they're trying to grab that consumer where their dollars are stretched. So instead of getting, I'm going to make something up here, that 16-ounce bag of chips for 3.59, maybe they can sell the 11-ounce bag for 2.49 or something like that.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. It's been a huge part of it. And that probably will play out well when prices start to come down. When you start seeing the margin trends flip in the other direction, that'll be a big boon for Pepsi once the economic headwinds that they're facing go away.
Yeah, and I think once some debt's able to be refinanced lower, with future rate decreases coming, should help open up margin, which obviously helps borrowers because they're able to refinance or finance their own debt lower, hopefully opening up their pocketbooks a little bit more so that the cash gets a little bit cheaper and they could buy a little bit more out there in the economy.
Yeah. So all that noise is going on. Great. I mean, they beat, so it was good. There's some positive momentum coming for Pepsi finally. The question is, how are their metrics looking as we run them through our screener? So we'll talk about the PE ratio, payout ratio, history of increasing dividends, and that bonus metric. The dividend yield, Lynn, you want to kick this one off with the PE ratio?
Oh, I will kick this shindig off doggy style, guys. $144.71 for Pepsi stock. Right now, the expectation for earnings, which again, it's actually trending on a non-GAAP better than what this is, but EPS right now, $8.08. That leaves a very similar PE ratio now to Johnson and Johnson that we covered about a week ago at just under 18 at 17.91. So not overvalued, not screaming the amazing discount that I feel like we saw, but I think at
Yeah.
144.71 it's offering some pretty good value based on this metric.
Yeah. Dividend is $5.69. That's a 70% dividend payout ratio.
Now, when we get into dividend growth, they're not just a dividend achiever. They're not just a dividend aristocrat. There are a dividend king, guys, 52 years, just as old as we are. No, I'm kidding. We are not in our 50s, guys, but we will. No, we're still far away from that. But 52 years of juicing dividends, guys. I mean, we're going back in time here into the 70s where they started that dividend increase journey. Doing it at an average rate, though, of 7% is pretty solid.
Yeah, and now that their stock popped 4% after earnings, that yield is below 4%. Now their dividend yield is 3.93%. So it's interesting to see Pepsi
Yeah,
below.
I mean, it's still down this year. I
Yeah,
mean, which is keeping that yield close to 4% as possible.
they're
Owning it, you're growing your income at a tune of double digits right now based on this. Now, even if it was at 5% dividend growth, you're still close to 9% income growth here. Obviously, I'm a huge fan of Pepsi stock, and I think you are too, B.
yeah, I liked it. I built up my position. I added to it in the 140s before. In the 130s, I bought in the 120s. It's a fair price stock. We were talking before this video. Is Johnson and Johnson the right company that to kind of compare Pepsi to? Not from a product standpoint, not from competition standpoint, but just from an overall performance. Johnson and Johnson went through a pretty rough patch and they recently just snapped out of it. They're up over 30% in 2025 once they shook some of their demons and they got out of that rut. The question is that the same kind of pattern that you could see for Pepsi, where Pepsi might not hit 175 by the end of 2025, but by June, could you see Pepsi by June 26th? Could you see Pepsi hitting $200 per share, 225 to 50 maybe if it gets on a run? Who knows?
I mean, phew, I, yeah, I mean, I think there's going to be a lot of going back to the operating profit percentage. If we start to see that climb back up, yeah, you would assume and estimate that the share price will follow because earnings will be growing.
Yeah, and if you start seeing relief on consumer spending, or tariff pressures that are impacting people's ability to pay and buy stuff, Pepsi is going to benefit because you're going to see people start spending on these types of products again.
You know, yeah, I think Pepsi's a buy right now. Use your own judgment, though.
Yeah, so everyone, let us know what you think about Pepsi. Throw it down there in that comment section below.
Guys, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Let's have some fun here. Let us know if you buy Pepsi stock, you own Pepsi stock. What other stock are you buying? You've got to let us know in the comments below. Bert, hit him with some of that sweet chin music.
You're either with us or you're against us, Jack.
That was Bert and Lanny from your gosh damn dividend diplomats over and out.